So you know how I said I would never, ever, ever get a Banu? That thing is so glitzy, that pen, and I have got the glitziest pen in my collection right now. Remember how I said I'm not really a fan of Esterbrook SD pens? Then I saw the Raven button piston and I fell in love with it. Here I go again. Hey there, it's Grace. Welcome back. Welcome to you if you are new. Thank you for clicking on this video. As a newbie, hearing me say that I put my foot down on particular pen brand and then switch gears might give you a false impression of me. But over the first 6 months, of being fully back into the pen hobby, those things were kind of very true. I was not attracted rather, to neither the Benu or the Estes, until I was. And then came the Shikiori Sansui series. First of all, I love the inspiration behind the series, and I'll tell you more about that later in the video. But the color of the resin, which is so subdued, even for me, was what I was drawn to. In fact, I'd say how most of my pens end up in my collection, I'm kind of drawn to the aesthetic style or unique nature of the pen. By the way, I think I only just realized that, but anyway. Back to me not initially being attracted to sailor pens. And the other part of this equation is so many people love sailor pens. You probably know one, you are probably one. And I just tend not to follow the lead because everyone does. Now in terms of pens, they end up in my collection because they initially thrill me, absolutely thrill me. Or the darn thing keeps niggling the back of my brain after I see it for the first time. That's not how this pen ended up in my possession though. Yeah, that's a story. I was always curious about sailor, but not interested enough to plunk down some cash for it. That kind of reversed itself when I heard about the double drop discount from Endless Pens. Sailor pens were on sale, and if you use that coupon, you get an extra percentage off. So I jumped. Now here's the pen. It's overhead time. This is my first purchase, I think. Yeah, this is my first purchase from Endless Pens. I don't think I got anything else from them. Yeah. Okay, let's just open up. Let's just get right to it, shall we? Let's see what I got. Well, I know what I got, but you don't know just yet, so that's what the video is about. Sealing it nicely. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Here we go. Oh, there's no name on it. I thought there would be some name kind of here to showcase what it is. We'll get to that. Dun da da dun. It is a sailor. I want to say that this is my first official sailor, but I already have a one of my early purchases was a Sailor 1911 Compass, and I count that as my first, but this is my official first. Yeah, you know, we could say that thing when it's our stuff, right? Let's move you out of the way, kiss. Let's see what we have. Oh, I just love it. I love the reveal. Oh my God, I love a reveal. Wow, you're pretty. And again, this is unlike a color that I would get. What do we have? Oh, cartridge converter. We need that out. Okay, let's get to what this is about. So this is oh my gosh, Shikiori Sansui. It's like a lavendery, purpley color. I just love it. Oh my gosh! I am holding a sailor pen, like a ProGear Slim, in my hand. Oh, I love the finish. Love the finish with that color. It feels beautiful. Oh, just gorgeous. gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's get to some facts. I'm going to sneeze. 1 second. Alrighty, sneeze over. Sneeze jag is over. I generally don't sneeze in threes, but them things are just boom, 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 coming right in. Alrighty, let's get to this pen, shall we? I want to tell you a little bit, as usual, about the pen if you're not familiar with them, as I have not been, because I wasn't in the zone of getting a Sailor pen. Anyway, this pen is from the Sailor Shikiori Sansui series, period at the end of that sentence. This one is called Kamoshika. And the whole series, because you know I gotta give a little bit of something, something. The whole series is inspired by Japan's 4 seasons. And Kamoshika represents wintertime, which obviously it looks really light. It looks like the colors of white you might see. The name is also referencing the name of a goat antelope. And each of the four pens in the Sansui series, the latest Sansui series, they represent an animal, a bird, and 2 flowers, or foliage and a flower, something like that. Anyway, this one represents the goat antelope. And the goat antelope, funnily enough, is the national symbol of Japan. It was actually designated as, what they say, special national monument, as if an animal can be a monument, but Japan says, yes, this is so. And the reason they did that is because the animal, the goat antelope, was near extinction, and now it is labeled as, I remember, what did it say? The living national treasure of the forest. That's what it's labeled as. So it's after a goat antelope. I gotta tell you, when you go digging for information, you find some information, right? Okay. Sailor describes, I'm gonna read here. Sailor describes this animal as quiet philosopher of the forest, the Sero, that's the name, the actual name of the plant, and I'm not of the plant, of the animal. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. Serow stands gracefully with poise, braving the snowscape in its winter fur. So yeah, that's named after the Sero. But enough goat talk, let's get to the pen. Let's talk specs. Capped, this pen is 4.9 inches. It's a shorty like me. 4.9 inches, that's 12.3 centimeters. The pen, which is obviously part of the ProGear Slim series, the pen is 4.3 inches. So here, there you go. And then posted, let's see, well, what's posted? We can post it. It's a bit longer. It is 5.6 inches, according to the sites. The weight is 18 grams, and the grip diameter is 0.4. That is the minimum amount that I can take with grips. I should probably have a little bit more girth to it, but it was just, this whole pen experience was interesting. It's flat on both ends, and you can see the anchor finial. There you go. The anchor finial on the top, and it's flat at the bottom. It is a screw-on cap. Let's see how many turns. 1. About 1 3/4, maybe 1.5, 1 3/4. How many turns to take it off? The band is inscribed with Sailor. Let's see if I can get it. Sailor Japan. Founded 1911. I don't know if you're seeing that properly, but I'm seeing it, so there you go. It has a rhodium plated 14 karat gold medium fine nib. It uses a cartridge converter. That's what came in that little package. It uses a cartridge converter. But Sailor pens that I did not know, because I wasn't in the Sailor pen mind, Sailor pens also have their own Sailor ink cartridges. Most likely, I will not be buying any of those because I'm not, yeah. Anyway, this is a surprising color for me. It looks like, you know what it looks like? I don't know if you remember before in Diamine Inkvent 2023, there was a color called Lavender Frost. That's what this pen reminds me of. A lavender whitish type thing going on. So there you go. I actually was drawn to this color. There were other Sailors on offer. I was drawn to this color. The thing I love about this particular one is it's almost like it's understated nature. It's not flashy. It's just kind of like, here I am, let's go and write. I'm glad this is my first. Maybe I'll be getting a ProGear. My local shop, Oblation, is having a Sailor fair type thing in June, and I might reconsider getting a second one. Maybe, as I said, the ProGear Slim, because I want to see the size-wise. I want to see how much bigger it is than the ProGear Slim. Maybe a ProGear, not a ProGear Slim. I'd be looking at a ProGear instead. And maybe with a music nib. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Okay, let's go to some comparisons. Now, I took out some pens to compare with this one, and they're all in the smallish range, except for one, which I thought I want to definitely get bigger sizes. So there is the Sailor, and I think I want to put that here. There is the, let's get into touch. We don't need all that extraneous stuff out there. By the way, I have some news about Spidey. Spidey grew too much, and was taking over the if you know, you know. Spidey was taking over the area, and I couldn't have her. She was almost touching the darn camera, which is up there, of course. And so I had to repot Spidey, and she's no longer part of the pen family in this room, but she's still well loved. Anyway, that's by the by. So we have our ProGear here. I'm going to put next to this, I'm going to put next to this two things. So let's put this here. This is my Sailor Student. That one. But I also want to put next to it, which the pen is fashioned after. This is the, what is this? Jinhao 82. The Jinhao 82 is fashioned after the Sailor ProGear Slim. And then I want to put next to it something that's just totally different. This is my Platinum 3776 Century. There you go. And I also want to put next to the only other Sailor pen I have is the Sailor Compass 1911. Small. I got this early on. I haven't pulled this out to use in forever. I think we're going to do this. I do prefer seeing the stair stepping. And I'm going to say it, for shits and giggles, I'm going to put next to it, and as you can see, these are all fairly small, same as the Sailor pen here. So for instance, I want to put next to it, we'll move this down. This is my Narwhal Horizon Aurora. This is one of my favorite, it's a cigar shape pen. This is the length of pen that I usually purchase. I find I like this length. And that's one of the reasons is because I generally don't post my pens. So I had to have the length. But I just want to put that. Look at that. This apart from my Mahjong 1K Mini, I think this might be my next smallest pen. This Sailor ProGear Slim. I think so. Let's do an uncapped version and see how things compare. And I'll put this here, because this is going to be big. And then we'll work on, next thing we'll do is we'll ink it up. And there's a new thing about the ink that I'll tell you about in a minute when I get these all uncapped. So we're still in the same size range. We're still in the same size range, except this one is a little shorter. This one is really short. This is the Compass 911. The Kaweco student comes out a bit taller than a whole lot. It's probably in the same, uncapped, same as the Platinum 3776. Those are the same height. This really is a short pen. I did not realize how short that pen is. And of course the gigantic, which is not gigantic next to a Leonardo, but it's gigantic next to these babies, these little puppies here. Alrighty, let's get to a writing sample, shall we? And for that, I'm going to tell you about what I've decided to do. And I got this idea from Simone. Her idea, and I think it's a brilliant idea, and I think she got it from someone else, but I can't remember who she got it from. Her idea is to use one single ink for the first time you use a pen, to gauge, you will get to know how the ink writes. So the only properties you'll see really is how the ink writes, how the nib writes, the new nib writes with the ink that you already know. So I don't necessarily know this ink, but I'm getting to be aware of it. So I will be inking it up with Pilot Namiki. This is a blue ink. I love blue inks. So let me put this to the side, and I'm going to ink this puppy up. I haven't even put in the converter yet. So let's do that. Where are you going? Stay where I put you, please. All right. Turn that down. Let's see how much we can get in there. And I didn't know this, but Sailor sends a note that says, ink their pens up through the nib, not the converter. I did not know that that was like a recommended thing to do. And it came up no issues whatsoever to ink up. That was the first try, and quite a few pens I ink up, especially when I'm on camera. Quite a few pens I ink up. The first try does not work. Does not work. Alrighty, let's get, what is that? That is something that shouldn't be there. Let's get to the writing sample, shall we? So, oh, there's the page. I kind of bookmarked it. Duh, go with the bookmark race. So, what is this pen? This pen is, and I'm going, because this pen is so short, I'm definitely going to cap it. Post it. Dang it. Okay, this pen is... This is Mochica. And of course the ink will always now be the same until I decide I'm gonna ink it with something else. Pilot Namika. Pilot Namika. Of course there's no name on the dang bottle. Namika, I think it's Namika. Pretty sure it's Namika. Alrighty, I will figure that out in a minute. Let's just do some writing, shall we? It's a bit scratchy. I can hear the feedback. Does that bother me? I'm not sure. Oh, I forgot to put the nib size. Medium fine. Let's do a reverse. Yeah, not anything happening there. Not anything. Good flow. Really nice flow, actually. I'm so used to smooth nibs. This is a Japanese nib, so it's a little bit finer. That's why I went with the medium fine nib instead of the fine nib. I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, alrighty. Let's do that quick pangram that I do. Okay. One thing I'm not used to the feedback. Yeah. Interesting. Ready. One of the things I always do is a pen evaluation. And I think we'll do that here now. I'll give you my final thoughts in a minute. Uniqueness of the pen. Let's just go with uniqueness. Truth be told, there's nothing really unique about the pen. Remember, it's my opinion. Someone might think this is gorgeous and it's so unique. There's nothing unique necessarily about the pen. It is understated, but it's also so simple. So I'm not going to give it a low number. It obviously can't have a very high number, but I will give it a 7. I want to err on the side of 6.5 in the uniqueness category. I think I'm going to do that. And we're going to go to 6.5. There's nothing special about the pen itself. If you just saw this pen sitting there, would you be attracted to it? Yes, other things might attract you first. That's what uniqueness is about. Next one we'll go to is ease of use. I must say, right out of the bat, right out of the gate, this pen was just absolutely flippin' easy to use. I'm gonna give it a high 9. I had no problems inking it up. I had no problems. There's no problems necessarily with any part of it. It's not take forever to unscrew the cap. The cap posts nicely, securely. So ease of use, definitely a 9. Next up is the feel in the hand. Now this is a thing. I am a person who likes girthier pens, like especially the grip. This grip feels almost like my hand is trying to move down, because I would probably right here, because this diameter here is girthier, is bigger, larger than this diameter here. And this is the grip. The grip size is a bit small for me. I feel like I'm crowding everything right. Oh, I just got ink all over me. I feel like I'm crowding my hands and everything. It's just crowding towards the end. As I'm holding it, I can feel the threads. They're not irritating and they will not stop me from using the pen, but I can feel them as I write. So the feel in the hand, I'm going to give a 7 to. It feels okay. That's probably one of the reasons why I want to go in and test out a ProGear pen and see if the ProGear is more suitable to my hand and how I hold a pen. All right, style is kind of, it's okay. It is okay. Style is, and that's not a good thing. I'm gonna put the style at a 5. It's okay. That's not a negative number. That's just like, there's no extra bells and whistles to it. It's, as I said, understated. The writing experience, and that would equal, I would put that at a 7 as well. And the main reason for the writing experience is because I am not used to scratchy nibs. I'm not used to all the feedback on a pen. I'm used to smooth. I prefer smooth. And so, yeah, we'll leave that at that one. And of course, the value. I never write the value in until I've used the pen over a period of time. Okay, let's get to, I'm gonna clear this stuff away, and we're gonna get to my final thoughts. Yeah, alrighty. There is so much brouhaha about a Sailor pen. This is my first official Sailor pen. Might be my last, depending upon how I test the ProGear. I wrote down some initial thoughts. I wasn't going to write them down, and I thought, no, let me gather my thoughts together. What I wrote is, I love how understated the pen is. The color actually is very attractive to me. It is muted, which is unlike what I go for. I love color. And this. The other pen I saw, and I can't remember the name of it. If I remember, I'll insert the picture here. I just wasn't attracted to the colors. It was so fascinating. It was between that pen and this one, and I went with this one. I love how understated the pen and color of the pen is, and I wrote something that was interesting as I'm reading it back to myself. Almost too understated. As for the sailor nib and the writing, it's okay. There's feedback on it. And if you're a person who does not enjoy feedback, this pen is not for you. I'm okay with a little bit of feedback. Lots of feedback would drive me batty, absolute batty. So yeah, the feedback is there. I'll know when I'm using this and that I will have feedback with this nib. I'm liking the size of the nib, medium fine. It's not a medium. Would be interesting to get a broad in this one, because I think I would like a medium or broad. Anyway, one of the two. The thing about the pen is I'm finding the grip section as I wrote all of this and including this writing here. I found the grip section, as I mentioned before, just a tad bit too tight. I feel like on the verge of holding really tight, and then I have to remember, no, I'm not doing that. I think a long writing session with this pen would not be possible, because I can feel, even after just doing this little bit here, I can feel there, like I'd had a long writing session basically, and I only had 5 minutes of it. It's aesthetically pleasing. That's what I have here. Aesthetically pleasing. But the next words are kind of like, ooh, I'm sorry. Nothing to write home about. I like that I now have a sailor pen. I definitely want to experience all the different types of pens. I just have this need. I don't have a need to experience all the pens in multiple pens sometimes. This might be my only sailor pen. Yeah. It'd be interesting in the next few months how many times I reach for it. That'll be really the key. That's it. Yeah. So there it is. Sailor ProGear Sim Shikiori Sansui in the Kamoshika colorway, medium fine nib. It's okay. It's okay. We'll put that in there. This is the ink. Pilot ink. I like the Pilot ink. Anyway, that's it for now. There's the new pen. Let me know what you think. Are you a sailor fan? And if you're a sailor fan, how many do you have in your collection? Is it a few? Do you want to collect more? Or if you're in the total opposite of that, tell me why. Why are you not a sailor fan? If you've tried it before. Anyway, that's it for now. Bye!